Hey guys, welcome back for session 8. I'm really excited about this session, looking at the people of the Bible, looking at how God used them, spoke through them and to them, and they learned things, and we could still learn things from their interactions with God. Think back to as you were a child, as I think back here growing up as a real little kid. I have lots of fond memories, learning from friends and family, and some of the best were sports with my dad, learning how to hit a baseball, learning how to throw a football. Maybe it was spending time with my grandfather in his wood shop, learning hammer and nails, or at the computer with dad, learning more and more. You know, I remember growing up, and one of my fondest memories is a car I used to own. It was a 68 Chevelle. And when I bought it, you could see through the floor. It literally felt like I could pedal the car with my feet instead of using the motor. And throughout getting that car, I spent so much time with my dad, my uncles, my grandfather, learning how to weld, learning how to rebuild an engine, redoing the entire interior. I learned so much from those hands-on experiences. And as we look through the Bible and look at God's interaction with his people, we can see a lot of those same learning experience of how God worked through his children and with his children to teach them things and in turn teach us things today. So we're going to be looking through the people in the Bible, learning kind of maybe from them. And so we all have our favorites. You know, those of my students that have been in class with me know that I love Paul and his epistles. We could talk through Abraham in the Old Testament. So many options that we have. So today I've invited Bree to join us. You guys know Bree from helping out with youth, through going on camps with us or helping out with kids. So Bree, come on up here. I'm excited to have you join us today. Thanks for coming.
No problem.
And I wanted to ask Bree a couple questions today. The first is, Bree, who is your favorite person in the Bible other than Jesus? Other than Jesus, who's your favorite person in the Bible?
It would have to be Samson.
Samson, what a good one. If you guys need a refresher on Samson, you can head over to Judges. His story really starts in chapter 13 and work through there. Bree, why is Samson your favorite?
So Samson lived for God. And then when he met Delilah, he turned away from God. But at his death, he went back to God. See, I had a similar experience. I was raised in the church and I was raised a Christian, but I had 2 times when I actually turned away from God. First is when I was 8 and I almost lost my mom to Crohn's disease. And the second was my senior year of high school when I was always angry. It was anger at other people. Could be an inanimate object. I was always angry. And then the summer after my senior year and my first year of college, I went back to him and realized that he is the only way.
That's a great concept you have there with Samson. And you're right, he was a gift from God. His mom had prayed for him and promised him to God. And God gave her the gift of Samson and the strength that he was promised, and that he just would never cut his hair. And Samson had all these things he had to do. And at first he's living for God, and he sees Delilah, and he kind of turns from God, and he tells Delilah that the secrets or the way that he has his strength and how it's a gift from God and what was promised. And as she cuts his hair and he's ridiculed and they imprison him, and it says his eyes, everything else, some bad things happen to Samson in his life. And here as he's come back out and almost to his death, he cries out to God, God, be with me, give me my strength. And God is there with him. He gets his strength back, and even leading up to what's in his death. Those of you that have been doing some studies with me for some time know that Judges is one of my favorite books of the Old Testament of the Bible, and gives us some really good people there. So I encourage you, with your family, with your friends, talk about some of your favorite people in the Bible, what you've learned from them, what their story tells you, and you can take from them today. Bree, thanks again for joining us. Students, parents, thank you for being here with us, and we'll see you next session.